Tune the Cafe Cabaret. Cafe Cabaret is produced by Francis DiMenno. Tonight we have a very special presentation, a play called PRNDL by Francis DiMenno, featuring Terry Shea, directed by David Tully, recorded live at the Newgate Theatre, 134 Mathewson Street, Providence, Rhode Island. The play PRNDL will be followed by a brief performance by Jim Nolet, recorded live at AS 220, and then we will resume our regular programming, Comedy on the Edge. And now, PRNDL.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little Tony. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Left the love child at home. I was young. Thought I knew, Alright. In this crazy world, we all fall down. Go figure. In this crazy world, we all fall down. I left the love child at home. But when it's time to go, it's time to go. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. He's young. Thought I knew. Soup. It's all over the counter. No more soup. And they wanted to give me eggs. Said, I don't eat eggs. Eggs are bad. I don't eat eggs. I break eggs. That's what I do. I break eggs. But I never break for work. I used to drive a cab. Did that as a favor for the Sarge, because me and him, we were on the bum. And now I'm a bum. I'm a bum, I'm on the bum, and I'm a bum. First time I met Sarge. D'Amato! Yes, Sarge! D'Amato, clean! Yes, Sarge! D'Amato, clean that garbage can! Yes, Sarge! D'Amato, can't you do anything right? Go spray me with that hose! Yes, Sarge! Yes, Sarge! What for, Sarge? What for, Sarge? I'll give you the what for! I will give you the what for that! Eight top 10 songs, I used to sing. Well then, Anthony? Yes, okay. Who's that going out to, Anthony? Little Tony. All right, this next song goes out to Little Tony. From his dad. Hey, baby! Listen, honey. Playing our song. I left a love child at home. A lot you know, Lottie. A lot you know. You're my wife, but a lot you know. The kid is sick, Lottie. The kid is sick. He needs a doctor, huh? Get him a doctor. And who's going to pay for a doctor, huh? I need you back, Lottie. I need you back. Just let me hold you, kiss you on the back of the neck. I look forward to discussing this matter with you. I look forward to discussing. What? Do I disgust you? I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. Just let me kiss you and hold you like I used to do. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk! A magic drug. Magic drugs. I was young, man. I was gung-ho. Join up. You'll never go over. Join up. I was in the 10th grade then. That was the 10th grade that I joined up. Yeah.
Somebody named Anthony just called up and asked us to play this song for his son. So this one goes out to Little Tom.
Listen, honey, they're playing our song. Listen, honey. Don't you call me honey. I'm not your honey. Don't you give me none of your honey. I'll call you honey. I'll call you honey, and I'll hug you just like a honey bear. I'm not your honey. Don't give me none of your honey. Oh, I used to drag it out, man. Kid is sick. He needs a doctor, huh? Who's gonna pay for a doctor? On your salary? You didn't pay him for the last time he came. He needs a doctor. I don't know what he needs. He needs a doctor. I don't know. I'm looking at you. Don't you look at me. You keep looking at me like that, I'll turn out the light. It's okay. We're married now. I'll turn out the light. You keep looking at me like that. She took me to court. 10 years ago, she took me to court. I'll turn out the light. You keep looking at me like that. Oh, no, it's all right. We're married now. I'll turn out the light. Put out the light. My name is Anthony Tomato, Your Honor. I'm 23. I'm 23.
Is that your age?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not your honor. I'm a lawyer. Don't call me your honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand why you're here today?
My name is Anthony Tomato. I'm some tough cookies, Your Honor.
You have to answer our questions yes or no. Do you understand, Mr. Tomato? Yes or no?
I understand.
Where do you live, Mr. Tomato?
Boston. I live right here in Boston. But never come back. I should have never come back.
Are you working? Are you presently holding a job at this time?
No.
Your Honor. How do you live then, Mr. Tomato? How do you live if you have no job?
That's the problem, huh? I don't know how I live here.
Are you collecting unemployment? Are you collecting a weekly check?
No, I'm not doing it.
How do you live then, Mr. D'Amato? How do you live if you have no check?
I get what they call a veterans benefit. What do you call it?
Were you in Vietnam, Mr. D'Amato? My client went to Vietnam, Your Honor. My client went to Vietnam. And when did you start collecting your payments, Mr. D'Amato? When did you start collecting this weekly check?
It was April 1975. It was April. I know it was April, Your Honor, because it was cold out.
Will you just answer the questions that we asked, please? Will you kindly tell the court exactly what your background is?
I never got through high school. Never got through high school, Your Honor.
Did you leave of your own free will?
They didn't throw me out, Your Honor.
Will you please just stand up straight and answer the questions that we asked? Please.
You sure know how to stick it to a guy, Your Honor. You sure know how to stick it to a guy. Disrespect, Your Honor. I like to tell a joke, Your Honor. You know what my favorite word is? My favorite word is PRNDL. PRNDL. I like to tell a joke or two, Your Honor. Can't you take a joke or two?
The court has duly noted that you like to tell a joke or two, Mr. D'Amato. The court has duly noted that fact. Now, will you please just answer the questions that we asked?
The court has duly noted this. The court has duly noted that.
One more outburst like that, Mr. D'Amato, and we will be forced to cite you for contempt of court.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Now, when you left your schooling in the middle of the term, will you tell the court just exactly what it is you did?
I did all kinds of things, Your Honor. All kinds. There is nothing lower than a no-good scab, Your Honor. Nothing lower.
Will you kindly tell the court what kinds of jobs you had, Mr. D'Amato?
I had to take whatever came along. I had to take it. A man has got to eat to stay alive, Your Honor. And I would eat Jello and soup sometimes. And I like bread because that fills you up. But I would eat Jello till it made me sick to look at it, and then the soup maybe sometimes for dinner. I lived that way till I was 17.
The court has no interest in what you like to eat, Mr. D'Amato. Will you just kindly tell the court what you did for a living?
The draft. I signed up for the service, Your Honor. I wanted to march in a big parade.
Did you sign up on your own, or were you called on for the draft?
Well, my parents left me when I left school, so what else could I do, Your Honor? It's a damn shame. I don't like to swear, Your Honor, but that is the way it is.
The court has no interest in the fact that you left your parents, or whether or not you like to swear, Mr. D'Amato. Will you just tell the court how long you served?
One year. One long year and a day. I thought I would learn to fight or die.
The court has no interest in what you thought you learned, Mr. D'Amato. The court is interested, however, in what rank you attained.
I made these friends in the service, Your Honor. It was precious. And the friendship and the drift. They were the best bunch of guys I ever knew, and most of them died in the mud.
Yes, and after leaving the service, Mr. D'Amato, Then what did you do?
As far as I was concerned, I didn't know what to do, Your Honor. I didn't know a trade, and I didn't know how to go about the learning of the trade.
Mr. D'Amato, did you see combat while you were in the service?
Combat was in my days. Never asked where I would pick myself up and do what I was saying. It wasn't so good. After that, I had no place to go. So when I left, I was at the bottom of the ladder, and when I came back, it was even worse. The war is how I lost my bearings, Your Honor. That's the thing about the war. The war was one big tub of shit. No disrespect, Your Honor.
Since leaving the service, Mr. D'Amato, have you been employed in any gainful fashion?
You're trying to say... You're trying to say that I work?
Yes, that is what the court would like to find out, Mr. D'Amato. When was the last time you held a job, What was the job you held the last time you held a job?
There's a star on the floor. There's a star in the woodwork on the floor. I used to think I might want to be a carpenter. Isn't that funny? I used to think that I might want to be a carpenter.
This one goes out to little Toby.
If I were a carpenter and you were my lady, would you marry me? Yeah, Your Honor, I held a job. I had a job, and then the job got done, and no more job. Feeling so good. Told me you only have to come in from 2 to 6. It's a hospital for veterans, the people there in the war.
And before you started work at this hospital, Mr. D'Amato, the court has been given to understand that you drove a cab. Is that correct?
Yeah, I drove a cab, Your Honor. Here, there, back and forth. $2 an hour, $12 a day. I drove them all. I took a man in a dress, a woman with no hair, this guy that stood me up. I drove them all, here and there, back and forth. But you can't go back. My favorite word is pardon. I left a loved child at home. I said, the kid is sick. He needs a doctor. Get him a doctor. And she said, what? And your salary? You didn't pay him for the last time. I knew all along that guys like me were never meant to make it. But it ain't no one I blame. It ain't no one person that I blame. See, all I wanted was a fair shake, Your Honor. No disrespect, but here I am, huh? And all I did was nothing. It wasn't even what I did. It was what I didn't do. I couldn't get a doctor for little Tony. I couldn't get him to a doctor. It don't make no sense for guys like me to have kids at all the way like this. And you think maybe if it's tough enough, they'll grow up hard. That's what my dad used to say. Look where it got me, huh? Little Tony. Oh, so soon. I never asked For nothing I couldn't earn, Your Honor, but some things just ain't fair. And educated guys like you that don't ever have to put up with the stuff that the guys like me deal with. Everybody just treats me like dirt. They say, don't give up until the other guy blinks. But what if the other fella lives so far up from where you're at, you can't even see his eyeballs? And what is the sense of trying to stare him down when he don't even know you're there? He don't even know you're there! Your Honor, I drive a cab. I take them to the track, and maybe if they win, they pay me for their trouble. Maybe they don't. People can forget all kinds of things when it comes to money, so... Yeah, I take them to the track, scrounge some coin, maybe place a bet or two myself. Might as well loan them down there, right? And, I used to sing a little. I go to bars and get myself liquored up. Man, 33. Walk to myself. Talk to myself. Cops never picked me up for nothing I never done. Well, if it ain't one damn thing, it's another. Ain't it fun, time slips away. And there is no life without love. There is no love without life. In this crazy world, we all fall down in this crazy world, we all fall down. And the world is not entirely safe.
Jim Nolet.
Thanks a lot. We're going to wrap it up.
That was Jim Nolet, recorded live at AS 220 in Providence, Rhode Island. We now return you to Comedy on the Edge.
What we just had on the stage here, and they come back. I mean, I spent like nearly $30 on 9 Inch Nails thing. I basically got the same thing here.
Welcome to Comedy on the Edge. There's a very good reason why we call this Comedy on the Edge. But I'm not sure I can think of exactly what it is right now.
I love comedy!
The idyll of a fawn. Nature. Well, that was a preview of the upcoming 9 Inch Nails concert. Right, exactly. What band was he in before 9 Inch Nails?
8 Inch Nails.
8 Inch Nails, of course. Did you know that 7-Up used to be called lithiated bromide soda? It had lithium in it? Yeah, hey, lithium, all right, we're going with it, you know. Element 4. Coca-Cola still has cocaine in it. It does. Like 2 or 3 molecules, right? They couldn't get rid of all of it, 99.9%, but when you take the extract of the coca leaf, there's still going to be some of the active pharmaceutical ingredients. So you can just see some like heavy-duty cokehead relapsing because he like drinks Coke. I've been clean for 8 years. Gup, 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 gup. Where's that $100 bill I stashed in my special secret hiding place for emergencies? You know what I mean? Well, watch this. This is fun. Oh, it didn't work. It has to be really loud. Oh, wait. It's the jumping frog of Calaveras County in a licking contest. Well, anyway, enough tomfoolery, or the other kind. Time to bring on some John foolery. Jonathan Eder.
Yeah! Oh
Jonathan Eder.
I am a god. But because I am an atheist, I simply can't believe in myself. I'm now living in Boston. It's a nice town. I like it. The only problem is, so do the Bostonians. You know, John, that is an uncalled for remark. You may be right, but I can't be sure because I've yet to check my answering machine. You know, Johnny, a remark like that might prejudice a local audience against you. Well, I'm in Boston. Why not let them go with one of their strengths? Whoa, Johnny, baby, Johnny, baby. I mean, a remark like that suggests that you just do not know right from wrong. Well, how can I when I'm in Boston with so many people trying to do it for me? Oh, Johnny, you don't seem to understand. This city has been through a lot. This city was divided. Now it is trying to heal. Is that why there's so many hospitals in this town? Oh, I know. Boston has been through a lot, and I do think it's getting better. It seems to have made some progress. And I know where the real problems come from. The real problems come from Cambridge, especially when they end up in the president's cabinet, which happens all too often. I was for Clinton until he got elected and started bringing in people like Robert Reich, etc. People whose definition of humane liberalism is, I've never met a guinea pig I didn't like. Cambridge, the land of higher education, but it's gotten so detached from the real world that it's really become the land of, because they won't hire me, education.
Read on. Tell it.
And it screws up. It screws up family life in Cambridge. I mean, not people don't have the best intentions, but you know, when a father wants to bond with his little child, what does he do? He immediately enrolls them in an accelerated private school, and I'm not sure that is the best way. But I have to admit that I'm a product of this kind of experience. I was raised in the Boston-Cambridge area. Actually, that's not true. I grew up here, that's true. No, it's not true. I had to leave to do that. But it is true. Boston and Cambridge have made important contributions to this nation. They have been the intellectual force that has guided our destiny. In case somebody like myself should ever forget that, they will always be here to remind us. Well, that's it for today. Had a hard week, had a hard month this week, so had to get a little of my anti-Boston, anti-Cambridge bile out. But thank you, Francis, for giving me this opportunity for a little self-therapy on a Saturday afternoon.
I don't give opportunities unless you take them. Jonathan Eder.
There will be more comedy on the Edge in just a moment.
Yeah!
Welcome to Comedy on the Edge. This is one of the most beautiful days in November that has ever been seen in the city of Cambridge, Boston, what have you. Of course, you know, Boston and Cambridge are sort of schizoid entities. The one sort of like is on the back of the other. You could say that Cambridge is like the forebrain of the body of the Boston metro area, and it's like, you know, Boston would be just some stupid, staggering, lumbering giant if it weren't for all of the incredible talent that comes from right here in Cambridge. And in Cambridge, Central Square is sort of like the armpit. No, I don't know. Maybe it's the smelly feet. I like to think of it as the heart of Cambridge. If Harvard Square is the brains, and Central Square is where Cambridge really begins, and I wish I could think of a third thing, but I can't. And so I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to bring on our guest for today, Mr. Sean Carter.
Thank you. Before I get started, can I just have a small round of applause? A number of people in here who are tired of being poor in the 90s. I can't stand it. People, I cannot answer my phone. I'll pick up the phone like, hello? May I speak to Mr. Carter, please? Mr. Carter? No, Sean Carter don't live here no more. You stop calling in for him. This is Aunt Fu Young Chan. Yeah. Aunt Fu Young Chan. You stop calling in for him. It's embarrassing. I picked up the phone last week. Hello? Hi, may I speak? Sean Carter don't live here. You stop calling in for him. Oh, I'm sorry. Mama? Mama, that you? Damn, Mama. I told you, use the password. Raven, calling Panther. I must have to hang up on you, Mama. Damn. It's ridiculous, and I know it's maybe me, but I'm getting paranoid. I could have sworn I saw not one, but 2 American Express surveillance vans follow me to work all last week. Can't go to the store. Went to the store. There's a poster of me on the wall like the post office. So this man is broke and dangerous. He will charge up some stuff if you let him. Please call the mall credit department. And I can't buy nothing. I went to the store last week. I said, hey, I got to give my woman something for Christmas. Hey, my woman around butt naked all in 95. Go to the, and you've done this too. You go there, pick out a whole bunch of stuff. I put my credit card up on the counter. This has ever happened to you. You know this is the most embarrassing thing that can happen. Lady runs the card through the machine, picks up the phone and says, they want to talk to you. Like, I'm not home. They just pick up the phone. I pick up the phone. Hello? Hi, Sean. This is LaQuisha from the mall credit department. Sean, didn't know Sean Carter. This is Egg Fool Young Chan. You stop calling in for him. You know that's not going to work. I picked up the phone. I said, hey, I got it. LaQuisha, sister, black woman, my girl, we here. We going to be all right. Bitch, act like I owe her money. You're like, now you know you have not paid us since June 17th, and you had a nerve to come in here and try to charge us something. You know, your mama taught you better than that. You know better than that, and your mama had, I'm gonna call. I'm like, all right, dang, it's stressful. It's gotten so stressful, I found myself recently fantasizing about being 6 years old again. You know that was wonderful. You didn't have any bills. You went to school, and all you did in school was play all day long. You had a little homework, but homework wasn't anything. Remember, you carried your homework in your pockets. You didn't have books. You got home, your mom would take your homework out your pocket and iron the crease out of it for about 8 hours. Put a couple checks in the boxes, and you watch Happy Days. The only problem or the only responsibility of school was that you had to toe the line on the pecking order. There were 2 types of people. It depends. You know, it could vary according to your neighborhood, but in my neighborhood, there were the people who could fight and people who could play kickball. They were cool. You couldn't. You had to remember, you had to be humble to these people. You're 6, I'm 6, I forgot all the time. And the way it would happen is Butcher's running around third base and falls. Now, if you're 6 years old and you see somebody fall, what do? You goddamn right, you laugh your ass off, right? I'm sitting there, woo, look at Butch, he was running, right? He was running, and then he got... What you laughing at, Sean? Nothing? I'm not laughing at nothing at all. Yes, you are. It's funny. You're going to kick your ass with it. No, that would not be funny at all, Butch. But one of your buddies to help you out, he said, Sean ain't scared of you. He know karate. Oh, you know karate, huh? Yeah, I studied in the Orient under Master Egg Fool Young Chan. Yeah, for 3 years. I'm a 3rd-degree black belt. You know you don't know no karate. You 6, you know your ABCs and your 3 timetables. Now, Butch like, all right, we're going to see how much karate you know at school because I'm kicking your ass. Now you got to worry about this all day long. By 2:30 though, just a half hour for the fight, I get this voice in my head. If you get this voice, don't listen. This is the voice of trouble. It's like, Sean, what's up with all this stress, man? All this adrenaline, it's messing up my high. Take a hit. Look, man, look, he's 6, right? Uh-huh. Just go out there, pretend you know karate. He ain't gonna know no better. Here, take another hit. Yeah, you're right. 3 o'clock, I'm ready. I go out to the schoolyard, I'm like, hold on a minute. Wait a minute, Butch. Gotta get ready. Okay. All right, Butch. Get this other voice in my head. It's a little different this time. Like, Sean, he not running. No problem. I got some more for him. He's still not running. Then the voice tells me what I should have learned from the beginning. It's like, Sean, the reason Butch isn't running is because he ain't 6. He's 12 years old. He just still in the 1st grade. So you get your ass beat. Which is okay, because that's, like I said, the most stressful part of your life. Remember, you had summer vacation. Remember, 3 months. And you know how excited you were. First day of summer vacation, you woke up at 4:30. It was you and the paper boy. You got up and you made yourself a big bowl of cereal. You poured the cereal all the way up to the top of the bowl. Then you poured the milk in. Of course, the cereal then rises up out the bowl and all over the table. You grab a spoon and you go to work on the cereal. Because I like they were saying in the commercials, that shit will get soggy in the milk. Now it's 5 o'clock, you've had a big trough of cereal, it's time to go out and play. Now remember, I ain't said nothing about bathing because you're a little boy. 6 years old, you're gonna bathe once, twice, all summer. So you take your stinky ass outside, and there's 5 or 6 other little stinky people waiting for you. Tell them, what took you so long? And you played all day long. We played until about 9:30 straight until the candy man came. Now, in our town, we didn't have an ice cream man. We just had a candy man. We didn't have an ice cream man. The candy man didn't have a big white truck. He had a 67 Lincoln Continental. And he didn't have that do-do-do-do-do-do music. No. He had the Ohio Players. He came out and like, roller coaster.
What's up?
Ha-ha. You're 6 years old. You're sitting out there eating, sucking on a blow pop, singing into your blow pop. Play that funky music, white boy. And you just had a good time till about noon. Because you know, you can't be outside all day. You got to go inside. You got to pee sooner or later. And you didn't want to go inside because your mom's going to want you to take a nap. I was sneaking the door. I opened about 1/8 of an inch. Squeeze through, tiptoe down the hallway. Into the bathroom, lift the lid, and put my foot into the bowl. I would then pee down my leg to reduce the splash. I then take my leg out and shake the pee out, walk to the hallway, and my mom was waiting there every damn day. But she got me though. She said, Sean, you want some lunch? I said, yeah, Mama, that'd be good. She said, I'm making your favorite lunch. Come in the kitchen. She go in the kitchen, she pull out the big black frying pan. Boom! Take out a piece of bologna, because I'm having fried bologna sandwich. I know now you're saying, ooh. Hey, a lot of people must be had to eat Spam. I was eating good, fried bologna sandwich. Take the bologna and put it into the middle of the hot pan. The bologna would then pump up to that big bologna tent. She then take this little sliver, greasy ass piece of bologna, put it in between 2 big old pieces of bread. Slap some mayonnaise on it, throw you a bag of Cheetos and a grape soda. You know you haven't eaten like that. You eat like that, eat that good lunch, say, all right, Mom, I'm ready to go out and play. Say, why don't you go in there and take a nap? I don't want to take a nap. Go on, just take a little nap, you get sleepy. I'm not getting sleepy. Boy, you ain't listening, go in there to get to bed. I hate her. And at the time, you did hate your mother. Yes, you did. Hate her. She's stupid. You can say, I ain't sleepy. Or what she talking about? And you pass out. Like 3-4 hours. I used to wake up panicked though. Because my dad lived at home with me, believe it or not. And he was cool, but he wanted to have rules. Anyway, you ever have a dad want to have rules? He had a rule that I had to be in when the street light came on. You know you can't get any good game of anything until just before dark. So every day it was the same thing. My buddy said, hey, look, Sean, we can't start nothing because you got to go on the street light come on. He said, the rule, you got to come on the street light come on? I said, yeah. He said, no problem. Picked up a rock. Boom. Busted out the street light. Said, no street light, you ain't got to go home. I said, yeah. We went up and down the street. Bah. Busting out street lights. Having a good time. Of course, it gets dark, no street lights. I'm out playing, just enjoying myself. All of a sudden, I see this thing coming at me. I can only see what looks like a white t-shirt. Now, let me back up here in a minute, let me explain something. My dad is a very, very chocolatey dark man. I mean, he makes Buckley look like albino black. He comes, all I can see is a t-shirt and what I think is the glistening of the belt buckle that is tied around his neck. He gets out there, he's like, what the hell are you doing? And no street light. So of course that night, you get 2 ass whoopings. One for being out after dark, and the second one for being smart about it. But that wasn't the end of it, because remember, my buddy's out and bust out about $4,000 with the street lights. What am I gonna do, paying back out of my allowance? I get work $1 a week, right? I got 80 years of allowances. So my dad said, hey, you got to redeem yourself. You got to take $4,000 out my ass. And I'm only 6, I ain't got $4,000 of ass. So we had to do that thing on the installment plan. I'm up in 2 years. You think I'm kidding? I'm 27 years old. I go home today, my father's waiting for me in a t-shirt and a belt. He's still making payments on the ass. But let me go, so I'm telling you, if you are a parent, you must start beating your kids. Because your kids get stupid in the summer. I know I did. All I did was get ass whoopings in the summer. And I deserved them because I was stupid. The biggest ass whooping I ever got, and I remember, I was 8 years old. I'm in my backyard, I'm playing with a 9-year-old girl, Tara. Still remember her to this day. I don't know how we got started, but sooner or later we decided we were going to do some necking. I don't know how, so I think it started like this. She said, I said, well, I'll show you yours if you show me, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. She said, okay, 5 seconds, okay? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And then we start going to 10 seconds. You know how it starts. 20 seconds. Next thing you know, we're in the middle of the backyard, pants around our ankles, standing up, just ain't doing shit, but enjoying ourselves. And of course, I'm freaky dead. I'm like, hey, no. Let's go over in the nasty ass corner, because we can't go to the house, my mom won't take it out. Let's go in the nasty corner and do the coochie. She said, the coochie? Man. We go over there, now the coochie, you guys don't understand what it is. She lays her ass down in a nasty, filthy ass backyard. That's some love for you, that's passion. I get on top of her, and we're going at it. And we're not talking, kissing, no, we're 8 years old, we're fucking. Then all of a sudden she said, hey, it's not good enough, let's do the pussy. I said, the pussy, you sure? She said, yeah. Now obviously a lot of you don't know what that is. That's when I turned my ass in the nasty dirt. She got on top of me, pull up a t-shirt. Now she ain't got no parts of the titty nowhere. I ain't got no hair on that, so we're in this together. And we're just going at it, ain't doing shit, but enjoying ourselves. Also I look up, and you know what I see? I see this face of my sweet mother, who like any other mother, when she catches her son in the backyard doing the pussy, lose her goddamn mind. She's with me all over the backyard. I sit on my pants down, I'm like, trying to run and getting ass whoopings everywhere. She beat my ass so long, she had to soak her arm in ice. She looked like Roger Clemens. She did it so long, she said, you know what? Tell me your father. Don't tell Dad. I'm telling your father, that's nasty and he got to know. Well, no, now I'm a bribe, right? No, okay, no. You don't tell Dad, right? No. You don't tell Dad, no, okay? And this why, no, okay, you don't tell Dad, right? And I make up the bed, and I clean up my room, and I make up your bed every day. What parents gonna let an 8-year-old make up your bed? Especially my nasty ass. 2 hours ago, I'm in the backyard doing the pussy, and she gonna have me making up her bed. She's like, no, tell me your father. You get home at 6 o'clock, 5:30, I'm praying for him to get in an accident. Like, please, just a little accident. I didn't want to kill him or nothing, just when he got to go to the hospital a few days, all this a bit, blow over. He get the door at 6 o'clock. Boom, kick it in. But my mother got sweet on me. She let that drama set in on my ass. She didn't just tell him right then, I was ready for that. She said, how you doing, Jerome? Got him his dinner, pipe, slipper. He don't even smoke. Went out and bought a dog. He got the dog, the paper, he just sitting there enjoying himself, relaxing. It's like 7:30. I say, I'm gonna go to bed. Now parents, if your kids say they want to go to bed, they volunteer to go to bed, beat their asses. No, you don't have to ask them no questions. You know they've done something wrong. I said, I'm going to bed. She said, that's a good idea. Jerome, why don't you go ahead and tuck him in and have him tell him about how I found him in the backyard butt naked retarded this afternoon. I wasn't planning on that one. Like, my father, Sean, what your mama talking about? Now, parents, please, it is okay to beat your kids. Please, enjoy yourself. You get home tonight, wake them up, beat them. You don't need no reason. You work every day. Beat them. But don't make them confess. I'm like, well, all right, Dad, what happened, right? I'm in the backyard, right? I'm not making no, I'm being real quiet, right? Come on, I'm trying to work, right? I'm not in the rose garden, no, you told me not to, right? I'm just standing there being real quiet like this. And Tara come on, I said, hi, Tara. And she come on, and she punched me in the face. And she pulled my clothes on, and she took her clothes off, and she got on top of me, and that's when Mama came out. You know you don't get your ass beat for that. Of course, that's another 2. One for being in the backyard naked, the other one for lying. The moral is simple. Beat your kids. I mean it. I know I don't mean no spanking. But see, I hate to say it, but the white people, you got crazy about this. Yes, you have. Because you make up some stupid shit. Yes, you do. Like time out. Think about time out. Time out is you put your kid in the corner, and he's been tearing your house up. All right? Just tearing your whole house up. You put him in the corner, you say, you know what? You're going to sit there and think about how to tear up some more shit when I let you out. No, you beat them. Remember Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson, LaToya? It may be a little freaky, but they're rich, because you'll beat their asses. Now I'm going to go now. Remember, beat your kids.
All right, Sean Carter. Wow. Church bells may ring. Church bells may ring. Well, gee, I wish we could have something like this every week. That was really good. Well, geez, my own childhood memories are kind of something out of the Surrealist Manifesto. There was this kid named Lance, And you know how kids are when you're 6 years old. Lance, peed his pants, you know. So he'd come right back with, Frank, the big tank, you know, something like that. Lost his penny when he went to the bank. Didn't have to make any sense, you know. It was just, you know, blah, 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 you know. And what he would do is he'd get his tricycle, turn it upside down, work the pedals like this, and go, I'm the icy ball man! I'm the icy ball man! You know, it's like, whoa, whoa, yeah. You know, chirping birds, little stars, goofy-faced moons. You know, so, I don't know. It was a pretty crazy neighborhood, to be sure. And, gee, our next guest suddenly seems to have absented himself. Gee, I guess that means I gotta talk for 20 minutes without having any material prepared. Yeah, boy, you know what? Those stories you were telling really got me to thinking. There's nothing like being a kid. But you know, our parents wanted us out of the house. They didn't, you know, street light comes on, stay out there. You know, like, and it seems to me, I seem to remember, like, you know, it stayed light till 9:30. You know, this is Pittsburgh. Maybe it's a little further west, and the sun doesn't go down quite as quickly, or I don't know, something. But yeah, we'd be out there till 9:30. I was, you know how you think of kids as not really knowing the difference between reality and what's on television. Well, you know, it's kind of hard for us to think of them like that. But I remember when I was growing up. I was about maybe 5 or 6 years old, and there was this moonshot, you know, or no, it was like the astronauts were going up into space. It wasn't even the moonshot, it was like some big thing, you know. Well, the last rocket blew up on the launching pad. This one better make it, you know. So, but unfortunately, it came at the worst possible time for me in my selfish, self-centered, self-enclosed universe, because it was the same time that Popeye was on. I was sitting there, I wanted to see those swinging doors, you know. I wanted to see Popeye flex his muscles. There'd be a little battleship on there. It would fire shells at this other guy's muscle. The other guy's muscle would go like that. I wanted to see, I loved Popeye. And my dad was home. You know, he got home early that day, I guess. He used to go around fixing television sets. So at least we always had a television set. We didn't always have light or food, but we had a television set. You know, because Dad would get down here in the dark, you know. Boy, I'm hungry, here. There you go. And I'll sit down and watch that. Shut up. Just let me go. You know, let me out of here. I'm going to Dell's. Dell's was this pizza place. You know, they didn't tell me at the time, but I think he went there to drink. Who could blame him? You know, my mother. She couldn't cook worth shit. She would try to make a chicken soup. She'd get this gigantic pot, fill it with water. So far, so good. You know, get some salt, some celery salt. Maybe she wanted to get a little fancy. She got that white pepper in there. Then she put the whole chicken in there and just sort of let it float on the top, you know, in a pool of grease. Bloop, bloop. You know, it looked like Bubble, toil and trouble out of Macbeth. You'd get home, she'd be stirring this big chicken. And anyway, so Popeye was on, and the astronauts were doing their thing, and so Popeye wasn't on that day, and I said, Dad, do something! When you're a kid, you think your father's God, he can do anything, you know. Snaps his fingers and the traffic light turns green, you know, turns green. What you don't realize is he's watching the traffic light on the other side, waiting for it, and then when it turns, he knows that the other one's gonna turn, so he goes, and it turns. You know, Dad. And, so he goes, I go, Dad, please, do something. So he calls up the television station and he says, hello? Listen, there's a little boy here who wants to watch Popeye. Unfortunately, it didn't work that time. And that's when I started getting my doubts about just how powerful Dad really was. But I have no doubts whatsoever at how powerful our next guest is. How do you like that for a smooth segue? Here we go. That was so bad, in fact. Dominus vobisco, et cum spiritu tuo, pray for the jokes of Francis DiMenno. Okay, that sort of cleans the palate a little bit. Our next guest, Mr. Jonathan Eder.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon, but not necessarily in that order. Not necessarily in any order at all. In fact, cancel the order, cancel the breakfast. I'll just have the waitress in bed. The two of us will cook something up together, just between the two of us, that's right? Just me, her, and the little one. And no cracks about the little one. A crack for the little one, perhaps, but no cracks about the little one. May not even be that little, although it does tend to get me down on my hands and knees. But cancel the order, cancel the order, cancel the waitress, cancel the breakfast, cancel the waitress, and bring me lunch, when hopefully she has more of an appetite. But I have nothing but the most honorable of intentions. The most honorable of intentions. In fact, my intentions are so honorable that I'll be able to be on her all afternoon as well as the morning. Yes, my notions are honorable. My notions are generally honorable. In fact, I've been sailing these oceans for years. I've been sailing these notions. In fact, these notions are on sale. These notions are on sale, and I'm going to sell them to the highest bidder. No, I'm going to sell them to the lowest bidder, because I want them to stay in the family. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, but not necessarily in that order. Not necessarily in any order at all. In fact, in complete disorder, because you said good morning when you should have said good night 6 hours ago after your 60th beer. As you walked to your job at the nuclear power plant, and then you created Big Bang for everyone to prove the theory, and now it's good afternoon all over the bi-solar system that you've helped create. And there it is, the sun you have created, beaming down about you with righteous fury and anger. Like any good Freudian son, he wants to kill you. But lest I create panic, please don't worry, don't worry. The world is not entirely Freudian. It's not entirely Freudian. After all, your car isn't Freudian. If your car were Freudian, it would have 5 gears in reverse and still not go anywhere. If your car were Freudian, you'd go to the gas station and let gas out if it were Freudian. The attendant would just look at you screwy and take notes if it were Freudian. If it were Freudian, you'd have more gunk on your windshield when you left. So not everything is Freudian. Although I had a terrible, terrible Freudian nightmare last night. Terrible Freudian nightmare. I was this little child, a little baby, covered in maple syrup. My mother and father were on either side of me, tugging in opposite directions, each saying, "Let go of my ego! Let go of my ego!" It was rough. It was rough. But of course, it's not entirely a Freudian universe, but I have to admit, we all revere the unconscious. We all revere the unconscious. No matter who we are, we revere the unconscious, which helps explain Muhammad Ali's ongoing popularity. Actually, I went to seek spiritual counsel from the great man myself. I went to see Muhammad, and he told me there are two ways. There are two ways. One, where Allah is king, and the other is chicken Allah king. He was looking at me when he said that, and I got panicky, especially when he said, "Let's have some toast." So I ran out of there. I had to get out of there, you know. I was running down the corridor, but you know, at this point, Ali had everything. It's a huge place. I'm running down the corridor, and I want to take a break. I'm running out of breath, but I can't, because there are no restrooms. So I just keep going, and I'm about to have a heart attack, and I burst out the door. Miracle of miracles, there's a car. I jump into the car. But Ali, he's got everything. He even has a Freudian car, and we're going backwards. And at first, it's going pretty slow. And I'm thinking of getting out, but then Howard Cosell comes on and says, "Don't you go. Put on your seatbelt for the wonderful world, a lifetime of your life." So I put on the seatbelt, and then the car suddenly veers east, lets the air out of its front tires, and just sits there for a while. And the air reinflates in the front tires, and we start going backwards again, beaving and wobbling, bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving, and creating 3- and 4-car collisions all around us. And then moving up into the air, we're starting to float. I'm feeling good, and then the exhaust pipe, it juts out, and becomes real hard and vibrating, and we sail into a girls' 1960 co-ed dormitory, and I'm jumping up and down in my seat going, "I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest!" And then bam! Everything freezes. And there's little Cassius Clay in his mom's lap, rocking back and forth, and I'm just a little baby again. And he's trying to get her tit, but it's dancing, it's bobbing and weaving, and he's bobbing and weaving, trying to get it. And finally he gets fed up and just knocks her out and has a good drink. And then he's standing up there, sore, and he's Cassius in his prime, Muhammad in his prime, and I'm looking at him, and I realize everything becomes clear to me. I have a moment of clarity, and I realize what my destiny is. It's all there before me. "Are you ready, son?" he says, and I know this is it, so I cock my arm, I curl my fists. And then, there's this flash of light. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this radiance. And I realize there's another way. There's another door. Because there's Elvis looking at me. Son, there's another way. There's another way. So I say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Say goodbye to Muhammad. And I go in the way of Elvis. And I open the door to the restroom. What did the little French fry do to cure his problem of inadequacy?
I don't know. What did the little French fry do?
He sought Freudian treatment and became a couch potato. And that's all for now.
That was an excerpt from Jonathan Eder's album, On Fire, starring Jonathan Eder. Watch for his next release. Hello, goodbye. Why are you staring at me? Wow, that was great. You know, this was a good show. Maybe even a great show. No, I think even beyond great, it was a one-of-a-kind show, and it was unique, too. In a way that it was so unique that it made unique look commonplace. It was so uniquely commonplace that it made the commonplacely unique look infinitesimal and yet, at the same time, gargantuan. I don't know. I'm lapsing into Jonathan Eder speak here. And it's good. It's good. I love it. I had this friend, she's now the sportscaster for the Boston Red Sox. Her name's Leslie Young. And the one thing, I went to college with her, and the one thing that she used to do to bug the shit out of me was, I love it, she'd say. I love it. 3,000 people died in an earthquake in India. I love it. It's like, gee, is there anything you don't love? Yeah, you. Get out of here. Get out of here. I love it. Get out of here. Here, take a hit of this dope, Leslie. Mellow out. I love it. You know. Like, here, take a hit of this super powerful acid, Leslie. It loves ya. You know, you just couldn't derail her from her perpetual optimism. But look where it got her. She's not in Mount Olympus. She's not down on Earth. She's sort of on the bench at Mount Olympus, commenting on the action. You know, Zeus hits a fly ball at the center field. There goes Mercury. Man, is that guy move? Here he goes. He's catching the ball now. He's got his little wings on his ankles, and he's flying back to home. Zeus is called out. Zeus turns the umpire into a swan. And the swan flies away. But now, here comes Hercules. Hercules is up to bat now. He's swinging 15 bats. Yep, and he just finished his 7 labors. He cleaned out the Aegean stables. Oh, the umpire just got him. You know, he was throwing shit balls back in the last inning, but now he's back in form, and he's swinging those 15 bats. He hits 15 balls, and it hits Shiva. And one of Shiva's eyes gets hit with the ball, but the other 14 are still working. There he goes. Shiva rounds the base. But Shiva's not even at bat. So what's Shiva doing? Shiva doesn't care. Shiva's the goddess of destruction. She'll destroy the whole stadium. So we'll let Shiva do what she wants. And we'll say, it's good that Shiva decided to do that. It's good that Shiva decided to do that. Well, anyway, I think we're going to end this segment of Comedy on the Edge, but stick around because there's more. And thank you, and see you soon. Just Victor, live at AS 220.
Show me get a few things straight before we get started here. First of all, there is no hell. There is a devil. I'm sorry about that. He got way out of hand. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm going from place to place, stormers, your artsy-fartsy places, universities, and shit like that, because half of you don't believe in me. And I'm taking questions from the audience. You may not get another chance. You know, the next thing you know, you're gone. And so why don't you ask me? Any questions you have for the Supreme Being?
Why are you dressed like that?
Oh, because Marie Osmond was over there doing the Sound of Music. I was like imbuing her with the feeling.
Over here. Over here.
Just speak up, speak up.
If the body is risen after you die, will I come back old shit, or will I be young and...
No. What were you raised, kid?
Obviously Catholic.
Okay, you're full of shit. All right, first of all, what happens is, you know how, all right, in Christianity they talk about a resurrection, Hinduism they talk about a cycle of life and you come back and all of that kind of thing, but actually what happens is you are immortal. I mean, you gotta understand, you are immortal, but you're very simple beings, all right? You're born, you grow up, you eat, you drink, you fuck, you die. When you die, you come back like you turn to like nothing. You turn to sand, and the worms eat you, and then they shit, and a flower grows, and that way you're immortal. You understand? All right, come on. You got another question?
No, I got a question.
All right, what's your
question? It's my first question. First of all, you forgive me.
I forgive you.
All right, thanks. All right. Now we got out of the way, and now I get to the real question.
Okay.
You're God, right?
Yeah.
Right. You've got a son, right? You have a son? Jesus.
I have many sons.
Right, I'm glad you said that. But in particular, there's one that's popular, well-known, Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So he's your son, and his mother, right? You know what I'm getting at, guy? You fucked his mother, right?
Yeah. She's a great piece of ass. Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking Mary. No. Oh, what, you got a problem with that? I created sex. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't enjoy it? And I get to enjoy it both ways. Because I'm a man and I'm a woman. Get it? We don't see, all right, we got a whole room full of Christians here. You all think it's dirty, right? Everything fucking does it. I created it for you could be the most miserable creature on earth. You could be dying of some hideous disease in Bangladesh. And you know where you can still get pleasure from? From sex. Don't be ashamed of it. I love it. I gave it to you. Go ahead.
God, if you're so great, why doesn't the alphabet begin with the letter G?
It begins with A for Allah, you stupid bastard. Any more questions?
Right here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Ask the question.
Thank you. Is Judas Iscariot in heaven or hell? Oh.
He's in the fucking ground. There is no hell. You weren't paying attention. You've been drinking too much. There's no hell. Aha. No, we got an aha over here. I'll get you. Don't worry. What do you need?
You're all great. You're all good.
Yeah.
You're all knowing. You're all forgiving.
Yeah.
In Catholic school, they teach us there is hell.
See, you don't understand. You think you're so fucking important. I shouldn't have made you able to think, because see, that's
No. But
Wait.
you did.
I made you, I know, it was a little bit of a screw up. I should have made you like dogs and moths and things. It would have been a
And
lot
I
simpler.
thank you.
Okay, but I give you the ability to think, but I don't give any one of you all of it. You see, I give the Catholics a little bit. I give the Jews a little bit. I give the Muslims a little bit. I give, I give the Papua New Guinea, got the piece of bamboo stuck through their nose, waiting for the cargo plane called thing shit to come back. I gave them a little bit. Everybody's got a little bit. You see, but if you get all of it, you couldn't handle it, you go insane. So you can't believe everything that they tell you because they told you in Catholic school, or because they told you in show, or because they told you, the imam told you. You can't believe all that shit because these are just men. Like you, men and women. The nuns are just women, that's all. They're human beings. They do the best they can. Some of them do, some of them don't. I got a problem with the Catholic Church right now because they got a little thing they're doing, but, you know, we may have to get rid of them entirely for that. But, no, but you see, you make too much out of yourself. You gotta understand, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. I want you to do what's right. I don't mean what's right because the priest told you it's right, but what makes you feel right inside. You understand? All right.
God.
Go ahead.
I got this quandary. I got this reformer who wants a red light, and I don't have any red lights. What should I do?
Give him a white light. Go ahead.
If you're all powerful and you can do anything, you make a rock that even yourself cannot lift.
Oh, you went to school, didn't you? No. Go ahead. Yeah.
Were you happy with George Burns' portrayal of you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because he's a womanizing bastard. Go ahead.
But so was God.
No, I'm not.
Hey, you took advantage of Mary.
I didn't take advantage of her. She wanted it as much as I did. Go ahead. See, this is back to the advantage. What are you? What are you, Irish or something? You guys don't like sexual law. He is. Go ahead.
God, why? Why did you put us here? What are we supposed to do with our lives?
You're supposed to enjoy your life. You're not supposed to worry about all this shit. It's like you're gonna die, right? You're gonna die. You and all the other my creations are gonna die. Even my sons die. You know, I mean, you're all my children, but I have
Sons, plural?
Sons, plural, yeah. There was Moses, there was Jesus, there's Muhammad, there's Martin, and there's gonna be more.
Matthew, Luke, and John. Elvis.
No, not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
They
Right?
got
You ain't paying enough attention. You're cut off.
If you make everyone in your image, does that mean Dom DeLuise a holier person?
Of course he is. And he's Italian. They're my chosen people. Yeah.
Now, you're right on this no hell thing, right?
On this what?
No hell, is that true?
Yeah, there's no help.
Okay. Fuck you.
Wait till you see what I got waiting for you, you fucking bastard. It's in life, not in death. Go ahead. Go ahead, we got more questions?
Who's
Remember,
your dresser?
my dresser?
Your dresser.
I dress myself.
Your dresser is a God help.
God, yes.
How long is Sinatra going to be playing at Foxwoods?
I can't tell you that because that's one of the great mysteries. Just buy the $500 ticket and, you know, maybe you'll catch him dying. Go ahead.
When's the world gonna end?
The world's never gonna end. You people might end. But the world's never gonna end.
Gott, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja, spreche Deutsch. Was
Ich
willst du?
habe eine Frage, eine tiefe Frage. Ich möchte,
Ja, gib mir die Frage.
weil ich geboren war ich in meiner Mutter oder war ich...
Ich habe nicht deine Mutter. Ich bin meine Mutter.
Hey, is there life on other planets?
Of course there is.
Are you the God of that stuff too?
I'm the god of everything. I mean fucking everything.
Oh.
Go ahead.
神様、日本の旅はどう思いますか?
And the answer is...
你又食乜嘢啊?
This is even Chinese.
Hey, it was close, you know. I mean, the Northeast. Why do you think I'm from East Boston? I mean, I have holy cities all over the world. All right? For the Northeast, it's East Boston. For, you know, it's like, so I'm kind of in that mode right now. But go ahead. Any more questions?
What do you think of Jerry Falwell?
Jerry Falwell can suck my dick.
Would that be good?
No. No. Go ahead. I mean, depending on the mood I'm in. But... Anyone else?
How come God is still actually on backwards?
Only in in Swahili, but go ahead.
What really pisses you off?
The inability of you people to get out of your own shit. I created this tremendous intellect for you. You can do almost anything. But the one thing you can't do is you can't get yourself out of your own shit. For example, you create the atomic bomb, right? Now you don't know what to do with it. You got all this shit floating around. You can kill yourselves 8 million times over, but you don't know what to do with it. So I thought I'd have a simple time. I create a beautiful planet for you. A beautiful planet. You got everything. You got rain, you got mountains, you got oceans, you got sheep. You have all these things that are beautiful. And you fuck it up. You fuck it up royally. And that's because I gave you free thought. And it disturbs me because, you know, there's all these things that you can do with it, and you don't do anything with it. You come up with infonet and ways to make yourselves work harder, and you hurt each other, and you do all these awful things to each other. And it's like, I may just fucking wipe this all out and start over again. I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah.
What do you think about karma?
I discussed karma already. You're shut up. I told you. Go ahead.
Who created you?
No one created me. The German guy asked me that. I created myself. Oh, you want to? I can't see, you know, I'm old. I created everything else. I was sitting in the void one day, and the void is a very boring place. There's nothing to do. There's no good food. There's no butts. You can't get laid in the void. And, you know, I was sitting around, and I had been there since time immemorial, and I started doing little shit. I started with rocks, and then I moved up to, you know, one-celled animals, and some of those were a little bit strange. And I kept going, you know, I got my hand in it, way out. There's a few things I'm creating, but pretty much I'm relaxed now. Go ahead.
What happened to the dinosaurs?
Oh, they were like you guys. I wiped them the fuck out.
Are pandas the same brothers, or are they the same person?
There's only one Satan, and he goes by many names. And he's probably sitting among us right now. He's a fucking bastard, but I can't get rid of him.
Fuck you!
Alright. He's gonna be fucking you tonight. Alright, go ahead. Anybody else? Any more questions for this? Yeah, I'll catch you later. Alright, how much do you need? 10 is good. All right.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What is the word God?
The Word of God? Another question. The Word of God. Everything is the Word of God. You look around, all the things that I created is the Word of God. All the shit that you created, it's bullshit. But go ahead. Any more questions?
What is the sin against the Holy Ghost?
That's another bullshit. There is no sin against us. There are sins that you can commit against me. But I'll tell you about those later. Go ahead. Any other questions?
How tall are you?
I'm as tall as I fucking want to be, and I told you already, you're shut the fuck up! I'm gonna turn you into a slug, and then we'll find out about your karma question, how long it's gonna take you to get fucking back to this space! That was an intelligent comeback. Anybody else?
That was fun.
No one else? All right. I gotta go, guys. Catch you later. I gotta pray on you. A lot of things wrong in this world, isn't it? All kind of people hungry. All kind of people dying. What's up with that shit, huh? We're out here trying to do the stuff you told us to do. You know what I'm saying? I watched my grandmother, watch her die in pain. La abuelita, she had to cry like that. Trying to pass this Proposition 187. You hear about that up there? Yeah. The great Cavacho powers of be are gonna try and pass this shit. So mahalos that wash their cars and clean their toilets and God forbid take care of their children won't be able to have anything. No medical attention, no school, no citizenship, no nothing. That ain't good, you know. Mas got to in this great land of ours. You know, I know I done wrong. You know. I was involved with that shit that happened out in Pomona, you know. I know I had something to do with that, and that kid got killed, you know. Shit has to be done sometimes. I know a lot of things I've done wrong. I tell you what, though, you know, I've been trying my best. I go to Mass 50 times a year, but, you know, to keep you happy. I went a couple days ago, Dia de los Muertos, I made tamales and everything with my hyena. We took them out there and some tequila and candles, put them on the gravesites, you know, for the veteranos. Try and honor that shit. I tell people, you know, don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around with like brujeria, witchcraft, all that shit. I tell them stay away from the devil. You know, that shit'll get you. Things are still hard down here, so you know. My grandmother used to always take me to church and used to tell me about the Lord and tell me to read the book, you know. And I read the good book. But I ain't finding it in what I need, you know. People need more than that, huh? You know, Shabbat, I ain't trying to disrespect you or nothing, you know. But tell you what, though, there's a lot of things I'm thankful for in this world. Thankful for the smokes, you know. Thankful for good drink. Takes the pain away a little bit, you know. Thank you for Gesca. Takes the pain away a little bit more. Thank you for my homies. Down for them even if they're fuck-ups. Barrio Miraloma, que no más, ese. Most of all, I thank you for my family. I want to thank you for my wife. Thank you for my little girl. Thank you for all that shit. I love you. I know you don't love pain. Excuse me, I hadn't crushed myself before. Well, that's how things are going down out here in the backyard. You know, I always catch up with you when I can. Anyways, I love you very much. And, you know, try and do something about that shit. There's a lot of fucked up shit going down there. I know you got other things you're worried about, but try and catch up on that shit. En el nombre de nuestro Señor. Amén.
Thank you very much. That was rather nice to get a chance to actually meet God. And it brought me back to a time when I met Bryant Gumbel. I remember it like it was yesterday. I went to my friend's graduation party at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Providence. And I remember I was very excited. I was going to have a good time. I was wearing a nice, smart suit. I was ready. So I got on the elevator at the lobby, and a funny thing happened. when we reached the second floor. A couple of people got on, a man and a woman. Oh, actually, now when I got on the elevator, I didn't realize it, but Brian himself was standing behind me, and there was a man next to him. And, you know, so I just saw a black guy and a white guy standing behind me. I stood and, you know, waiting. Second floor, the door's open, and this couple gets in, they're middle-aged, and they just, instead of getting on the elevator and standing towards the door like most people do, they stood and faced the back of the elevator, which I thought was rather odd, and they said, "We are from Ecuador. We watch your show on cable access, blah, 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 blah." So I'm thinking, wow. So I turn around, and I recognize that it's Brian Gumble, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, ooh, you know? I'm on an elevator with Brian Gumble. So we're going up, because I'm going all the way to the 17th floor. We're going up and up, the couple gets off, and then the white guy got off, and then I found myself alone in an elevator with Brian Gumble. So I turned, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, are you Brian Gumble?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And I said, "Oh, I thought you'd be a lot taller." He was very short. He was only about 5'8" or 5'9", and he was just like, harumph. And he was standing there, and then I'm all starstruck, and I'm standing to face the elevator, and then I'm like, wow, I didn't even recognize who you were. And he was a little annoyed, and he said, "Well, it's not a prerequisite to life," and he got off the elevator. And then I reached the 17th floor, and I had a really good time at the party. I had a really, really good time at the party, and I had a really, really good time at the Safari Lounge afterwards, and I had a really, really good time when I got left by myself wandering the streets of Providence, bombed out of my head. But anyways, that's the end of the story, and I'd like to welcome our next act, and it's... Are they ready? Yep. Okay, Zen Psychotic.
Any more lights up here?
For those of you who have gift certificates, we're going to have to do this next time with the gift certificates because we're running short. Sorry. Hold on to your gift certificates. There's no expiration date. If you check, it expires at the end of time. You got plenty of time. you tonight. It's going to be a very short one, followed by a slightly longer one, okay? And I think maybe before I do any of my wonderful poetry for you tonight, maybe you should understand that there's some history to it. I guess, first of all, my parents recognized my poetic brilliance at a very, very early age, and I'm very, 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 very thankful to both my parents for having jotted down the first poem that I created, the #1 poem I created before I could write. And I think we owe them a hand. We owe my parents some applause. Would you just give them some applause, because they thank you. They're both alive. They're both insane, but they thank you very much, because without them, the very first poem that I created, it was brilliant. It was fucking brilliant. And I couldn't even walk yet, you understand? I was like, just, you know, but it's a short one. Ga, ga. Thanks. You can thank my parents for writing that one down. You can thank them. I think I'll just throw in just one other short one before I get to the meat, okay? I don't know whether it's the misery with you or the misery not being with you that's going to get me, but I think I'm going to find out. All right, now I'm going to get down to some more of my brilliance. I'm Willie McMurphy. I work for the Zen Psychotic. This is called I'm Not a Bohemian by Choice. War is the highest form of struggle for resolving contradictions when they have developed to a certain stage. Wait a minute. I hate to ruin the image, but I got rid of the all black thing, as you can see. No color to it. Between classes, let me try that again. War is the highest form of struggle for resolving contradictions when they have developed to a certain stage between classes, nations, states, or political groups. And it has existed ever since the emergence of private property and classes. This shit is good. You people are putting the shit. You understand? Good. All right, here it comes. Rich kids like to play. It's adventure to live this way when you don't have to, because you know you can always go back home. And you know you will, because school's over. You've got your degree, and you might even hire me when you become my lawyer, my doctor, my mayor, my senator, my congressman, and around election time, even my friend. And I'm not a bohemian by choice. Living in a factory building, it's big, it's dirty, it's cheap, and with some work, it becomes an artist's loft. Ooh. Then my block becomes so ho, 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 hey, hey. And then you'll come around again, pockets full of money from the money I spend. I worked 2 jobs just to pay my rent, and my father worked 3.
I'm Sept.
I don't want to work 3 jobs. Then you'll buy it up. My building, my block, my neighborhood. The rent goes up, way, 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 way up. Then I've got to move. See, I'm not a bohemian by choice. Rich kids like to play. It's adventure to live this way when they don't have to. Because you know you can always go back home, and soon you will. You've got your degree, you might even hire me. In fact, I know you will. When you become my doctor, when you become my lawyer, when you become my mayor, and my mother is your soldier factory, hell, you need troops. You need troops. To fight your wars, you need troops! And my mother is your soldier factory. Send them out to the front. That's right. The price of aggression is lives. And you sure as hell not going to foot the bill with you and yours. I guess that leaves us, huh? We never see you on the front. This is the Zen part of the lines. So I guess that's us. I mean, I haven't declared. I haven't made war on anybody. Neither have any of my neighbors or friends or relatives for that matter. And I'm not a soldier or a bohemian by choice! Your crusades into the New World and helped you take slaves and go build your empire? That one? The one you talk about on your dollar bill? That one? No, thank you. Sorry, we don't trust you. What's that you say? I've got a chip on my shoulder? Well, I guess I do. And it's almost as big as your blood red dividends. You say I'm lazy? I don't want to work? Gee, I wonder why. I've worked in your steel mills. I've worked in your factories. I've worked in your plastic factories, your jewelry shops. I've cleaned your mines. I've mined your toilets. I've cooked your food. I've shit out your bricks. 60 hours a week just earns me enough. Stay in your tent. When it's fashionable to do so. But do you really care? I don't think you do. You reminisce about the 60s and how you were there. But we're still here. Oppression is still here. War is still everywhere.
Are you my policeman? And we know just who you protect. Who? You are my foreman, making sure you get a decent day's work out of me. But you're paid an indecent day's wage. You are my doctor. You are my lawyer. You are my judge. You are my congressman. You are my senator. You are my teacher. You are my landlord. You are my sergeant. You are my general. You are my president. You are my God. You are the most sophisticated system for mass control that has ever existed. And despite your violence and bloodshed, we don't have to do anything to you. You will cause your own fucking country to fall. Thank you, I'm the Zen Psychotic. I haven't killed anybody yet, but I might. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you very much, Mr. Zen Psychotic. Seriously though, you need to chill out. I heard that they have lots of different kind of pills that sometimes you can take. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this was rolling. pretty excellent. I enjoyed it. That man really knows how to communicate with turkeys. Just in time for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. I'd like to take this time to welcome our next performer. He's the wrong hero.
There's this preacher down south, and he carries signs which say, God hates homosexuals. But what he doesn't tell you is that Jesus thinks some of them are kind of cute. All these preachers, always on television, always asking you for money for God. Why don't we have Satanists on television asking for money to fight God? Now, I want you to bring Satan. What's our nose and heart in your heart? Oh, ready for no horn, one old beast, don't know. You are the man. Now we should do money for Satan, ready to fight God. We will fight him on the streets. We will fight him in the air. We will fight him in the alleyways. We will fight him in the churches. Lucifer, 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 I'm in love with you. What's new, Lucifer? And there's something else I've discovered. When you get to be a certain age, when people call you sir, what they're really saying is fatso. Can I see your license and registration? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. With that in mind, perhaps we should make the song. Perhaps the song should be To Fatso with Love. Just a thought. I go to job interviews, and you know, I can answer all the simple softball questions like, what is your name? You lie. But the one that always gets me is, oops, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Probably being chased by that there ambulance. Where do I see myself in 5 years? That's a very interesting question. I'd like a moment to think about it. I tell you where I see myself in 5 years. I see me in a stretch limo, chauffeured by Al Cowlings, drinking Courvoisier from a paper cup, a foxy whore on either arm, my fist dripping with fuck you money, and you standing on a corner, giggling vertically, selling watchtowers, drinking Old Spice from a paper bag, shaking your fist at me and screaming, you fucking monkey, as I leave you in a cloud of fire dust. And they say to me, we weren't considering you for an entry-level position, but we think you have what it takes to be middle management. When I get stopped by a policeman, I like to play a little game with them called Nice Victim, Mean Victim. Can I see your license and registration? Yes, sir. Top of the morning to you, officer. Sure, what's a police captain doing a pound in the beat? You were speeding. Well, I'll tell you why I was speeding. I was pretending the accelerator was a policeman's head because I was sucking on a cube of LSD and I wanted to get home before I melted. Officer, coffee donuts, so you can pick your ass up to go to 4 in the morning. Sir. And he says, okay, we'll let it go this time. See, it doesn't happen again. And now for the remainder of my show, I'd like to
your typical show involves three people who know each other so well that they never want to see each other again. And it's something like, you told my